in the beautiful Wairarapa, enjoying the countryside. I thought I'd give you a quick update on how things are going with the book. So as you know, I'm away on a writing retreat at the moment, so it's an opportunity for me to get away from the office, cancel all my meetings, get away from distractions and purely focus on writing. Some days I've smashed out lots of words and hit my 10,000 target. Other days not so much. Other days I've procrastinated, I've collected pine cones for the fire and stacked wood and done other things, but we're not on form all the time every day, and so it's about going with those ebbs and flows and not expecting us to be brilliant every day and inspired, and whatever is good enough is good enough. So whatever I have as a product at the end of this week will be enough for me to work with, and I'll continue working on that because it's a long process at that point. And it's interesting because when I started to look at my notes, I realised that this idea came to me 6 months ago. So my initial notes that I'd saved on my laptop for this next book were 6 months old, and it's kind of led me to think about the process around baking this idea. I often use the baking analogy. It tends to be an idea, lots of ideas that I put in my head and mix together and then kind of leave to percolate for a while, and obviously 6 months on this occasion. And as those ideas percolate, as I've mixed the ingredients together, they start to bake. So my brain becomes like an oven. And this is like a cake being baked to the point where I can feel that it's bubbling up at the surface and I need to turn it out. And this is the turning out process. So this is me getting all of those baked ideas out on paper. So much of it is there in my head. So it's a case of turning it out, putting it on the paper, and then seeing where to from there. So, and it's an interesting thing. I often get asked a lot about the process. How do you write a book? This is my preferred way. I've done it lots of other ways as well, and a lot of it depends on the kind of person you are, how disciplined you are, whether you need some structure, some routine. I've written books in the past where I've got up at 6 a.m. and spent an hour writing every day before I go to work. Some people will set themselves a 30-day challenge where they write 200 words every day for 30 days, and it doesn't matter what the quality is. So it can be little and often, it can be a big intense week like this. It's really a personal preference. So this is how it works for me. Things are going well, all things considered. And of course, then starts the interesting part of this process. So after this week, it won't be that I have a book ready to publish, far from it. I always used to think that writing the book would be the hard bit. But in fact, the rest that comes next, the design, the edit, the constant rewrites, that tends to be the stuff that takes all the time. So I'm planning to launch this one in the new year. It is about loving your Mondays. So it's about finding a job you love. So that might be the one you're in and learning how to love that, or it might be how to get a new job. So it's aligning to your values, your strengths, and starting to look at some of the motivating factors between why we do what we do and what makes us happy at work or not. Because according to the statistics, and I've done a lot of research this week, not many of us are happy in our jobs. I was one of those people, and I'm lucky enough to have changed that. So I wanted to share my story, put some of the research behind it, and some practical guidance and tips to help others. So that's what the next book is on. I'm pretty sure now that Google will have profiled me in a way that I get lots of job adverts and job-related ads coming up on my feed, given the amount of research I've done about people that don't enjoy their jobs. So it's been interesting. As you can see, it's something I love, and I'm looking forward to sharing this with you. I'm also really enjoying being in the countryside. You'll probably hear the sound of the birds in the background. I'm enjoying being away from the city and having some time to think. For me, it helps my creative brain when I can be around nature, and it's also far less distracting. So I'm looking forward to getting out and enjoying some sunshine today in the Wairarapa, as well as obviously adding to the word count.